The Supreme Court entering its final week of the term.
And all eyes are on the justices who are set to release decisions on a total of 10 cases, including an affirmative action case where the court is considering whether schools can continue to take race into consideration in the admission process. Another case looks at whether businesses can deny services to LGBTQ customers.
The High Court's also looking at election laws and could give state lawmakers more power over federal elections, and the long-awaited decision on President Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness program.
And in Peoria Heights, they're wrestling with a big decision when it comes to fire safety.
Sam Matheny has a look at the Board of Trustees planning to vote on whether fire protection services could be outsourced to the city of Peoria. Sam?
She was having respiratory distress. Having a medical background, I can tell you, without that oxygen, she probably would have gone into cardiac arrest.
Jody Ford was a former dispatcher. Her mother's life was saved by a Peoria Heights firefighter who showed up on the scene before police and EMS crews arrived. A few years ago, Ford says the village contracted with AMT for its ambulatory service, and now the village is on the verge of doing the same with its volunteer fire department. The village of Peoria Heights has discussed this potential move since 2019. The village administrator believes it could better protect residents, but Peoria Fire's projected costs for fire calls and EMS services would exceed the budgeted amount for 2022 in Peoria Heights.
And the village is in a much different place financially now than we were back then. Back then, we did not have the amount of money reserves that we do now.
Sutton tells us the budget for all fire and EMS last year was $407,000. The projected cost for fire calls alone, if the Board of Trustees outsources the service, is $1,600 per call. But it's unclear whether any agreement would be per call or a flat annual rate. Terms of the contract have not been negotiated yet, according to Peoria Fire Chief Sean Sahlberger, but he is confident the relationships would benefit the village.
This is much different than any other volunteer fire department that would ask for service requests from us. And the community of Peoria Heights could really feel the value of a professional fire department, and there's no doubt about it.
The mayor of Peoria Heights says they can't afford to pay a professional department, and the citizens of the village deserve to have more than one firefighter on duty at a time. In Peoria Heights, Sam Matheny, 25 News.